evening, Belize. It's Thursday night, and you're tuned into News 5. I'm Sabrina Daly. Thanks for joining us. Here's what's making headlines tonight. Greater Belize media is celebrating big wins at the 36th Annual CBU Media Awards. We'll hear from the proud winners and what this means for journalism in Belize. Plus, the country takes a bold step toward cleaner public transportation with the launch of its first ever electric buses on the highways. Tragedy strikes in Lord's Bank, where a 17-year-old drowns during an afternoon swim in the Belize River. And in Belize City, a woman faces charges after allegedly trying to sell a Jaguar pelt online. Also tonight, tensions boil over in Indian Creek Village, where a recent brawl is shedding light on a deepening divide between traditional governance and the village council. All that and more is coming up. News 5 starts now, so stay with us.
Easy. I accessible, safe, yours. DigiWallet. Easy, accessible, safe, yours.
Welcome back. It was a night of celebration, recognition, and pride for Caribbean journalism. The 36th CBU Media Awards lit up Wednesday evening with powerful storytelling and standout reporting from across the region. And guess what? Greater Belize media made a big splash. While RJR Gleaner led the pack with the most wins, Belize, Barbados, and Trinidad and Tobago all had their moment in the spotlight. In total, 52 awards were handed out. But what exactly did GBM walk away with? Paul Lopez takes us behind the scenes to meet the faces behind the accolades.
The winner in this category, the cost of deforestation at the supermarket, Greater Belize Media.
It was a proud night for Belize at the 36th Caribbean Broadcasting Union Media Awards in Barbados. Greater Belize Media walked away with a total of 10 awards and 4 special mentions, shining in both digital and television categories. And here's the exciting part. 2 of those wins and all 4 mentions came from GBM's newest team, the digital department. Led by digital editor Hipólito Novello, with creative digital content assistant Benita Keme Palacio by his side, this dynamic duo is already leaving an indelible mark on the media. Their fresh approach to storytelling is clearly turning heads across the region.
We are very, very excited for this awards, for the awards we got last night at the CBU. Since creating our department, the digital department, we wanted to win an award. So we won our first digital award last night for GBM, and I'm excited because if I wanted to win that particular award or a particular award, it would have been a bit higher. He's a very inspirational young boy, a gold medalist, and I'm glad that the judges saw the story and decided that it was best for Best Sports Digital.
So over the past few months, I've learned, experienced, and grown a lot, especially within the digital department. So it means a great deal for me to receive recognition for special mention at a regional level, especially at the CBU Awards, for all the time and effort I put in a story that highlights Belizean culture and identity.
It's Christmas time, a Channel 5 bringing joy to Belize.
In the advertising category, GBM received an award for Best Commercial for Channel 5's 2024 Christmas card.
When we had finally put it together and I listened to it, it really became my earworm around the office, and even for people like on the street or at school for me, like that I heard about. So I'm happy that I was able to contribute to something that brought so much joy around the office and also contributed to celebrating.
The news department racked up 7 big wins in top TV categories, including Best News Story, Investigative Reporting, and the Child Rights Champion Award. Rising star Brittany Gordon, the youngest on the team, took home 2 awards. One was for her powerful piece on ending child marriage in Belize, shot with Joel Westby. The other, a heartwarming story about a 15-year-old future politician, filmed with Kenroy Michael.
One of the stories, particularly the one about ending child marriage in Belize, I was especially proud of that because it was a story I put a lot of effort into, and it was one of the earlier stories that I remember coming home and watching it with my parents, really excited, and telling them I really did a lot of work on this one. I hope that my company can seize the effort put into it, and to see it awarded on that regional stage really is humbling and special to me.
Joel Wesley had a standout night, earning 4 awards for his work on 4 different stories. Whether behind the camera or in the field, his storytelling skills helped to bring powerful pieces to life and clearly impressed the judges.
I just want to say how grateful I am to be recognized not for 1 but 4 CBU awards. Well, all you have to do is try. If you not succeed, try again. Well, I just want to thank Rick, because Rick is the one who always lend his support and he's the one who always push me. So thanks, Rick.
Anchor Sabrina Daly secured her first CBU award, this one in the Child Rights Champion Elimination of Violence Against Children category. Daly and cameraman Kenroy Michael were awarded for their Bright Side story on how Toledo Community College is fighting against bullies.
I wanted to tell stories that came from a place of adversity to inspire our viewers. Oftentimes you would hear people say, I don't watch the news, there are always terrible things that happen. And so it was really important for me to tell stories that would inspire people, but also encourage people to want to watch the news and find good news as well.
For the best TV investigative reports, News 5 investigates Caribe Blue Casino.
In just my 3rd year competing at the CBU Awards as a reporter, I was thrilled to bring home 4 wins. From Best Investigative and Best News Story to Financial Literacy Journalism and Land Degradation Neutrality, each one tells a story that matters. I couldn't have done it without the incredible teamwork of Joel Westby, George Tillett, and Kenroy Michael. At the end of the day, it's about impact. And so we go into these stories like this one with the retired public officers, understanding that the heart of the issue is about people, what people are going through, what people are experiencing. And so while it might have been an average, just another day story, for the people on the ground, the subject of the story, this wasn't just another day. This was a fight for their lives. Reporting for News 5, I am Paul Lopez.
Belize is officially on the road to cleaner, greener public transportation. On Wednesday, the Ministry of Transportation signed a landmark agreement with Westline Bus Company Limited, launching the country's very first electric buses on our national highways. It's a major victory for commuters and the environment, but not everyone's on board just yet. Earlier this week, Thomas Shaw, president of the Belize Bus Owners Association, raised concerns about transparency in the contract process. He questioned why only 1 operator was selected to run the new e-bus system. In response, the ministry clarified that Westline earned the highest marks in both technical and financial evaluations, and that's why they were awarded the contract. Backed by the European Union and the UNDP, this initiative is part of Plan Belize's push to modernize transportation and reduce our carbon footprint. Officials say it's a major step toward a more connected, eco-friendly future for Belizeans. Coming up, 17-year-old drowns after jumping into Belize River. More when we return.
Yo, what's up, bro? This Western Union mom's a little money using DigiWallet. Uncle in the States pays me too, same app using DigiWallet. Bro, this is too easy. I can do this from anywhere. No lines, no hassle, just easy. All right, gotta run, bro. Take it easy.
This is the new era of the Mexican Caribbean. A whole spectrum of colors and hues, multi-dimensional cuisine, holographic beaches. The true new era is within you.
Who will walk away with the $10,000 grand prize and bragging rights as KTV The Remix Season 7 champion? Will it be Darlene Usher, Maureen Boudram, or Samuel Carcamo? The judges have had their say, and now you get to have your way by voting for your favorite KTV finalist.
And oh, I'll see you tonight, yeah.
always knew you're fake, wish you never fake. What's this feeling I'm feeling? Why am I shut my brain like this? Must it is hard, come it just can't quit. It's like I want but don't want you. What's this feeling I'm feeling? Why am I shut my brain like this? Must it is hard, come it just can't quit.
Under the moonlight we dance so free. With your heart next to mine, that's where I wanna be. Your smile shines brighter than the stars above. Oh my sweet darling, you're my one true love.
Remember, voting ends on Sunday at midnight. And don't forget to tune in next Tuesday at 8 p.m. for the grand finale of KTV The Remix Season 7. It will be a night you don't want to miss. Only on Greater Belize Media.
bringing people together.
Jamal Shine Barrow was deported to Belize today.
This is what you get when a child never grows up.
What are you filming me for? I'm just saying, why are you filming me on my phone? Why are you filming me? I'm asking you.
When an immature teenager is given everything they don't deserve.
I wasn't going nowhere but Puff. They were made for each other.
It was about $2 million, minimum.
Even after a decade behind bars, that child still hadn't grown up, but he kept getting spoiled.
Through the orchestration of his father, they put him in the UDP's strongest seat in the country.
That is how you end up with a spoiled child pretending to be a politician.
We're sick of this. You're a straw candidate, sir. When your uncle moved from Baka, you dropped down.
There is need for change of leadership in the party. The same one that where they push on for leadership at the party where they cry, you know. I tell them to be careful what you do, because I smell one rot.
Shine Barrow. It's time you grow up and step down.
The community of Lords Bank Village is still reeling following the death of 17-year-old Caleb Bradley. Reports are that Bradley and a group of friends had visited the Belize River for an afternoon swim. But things took a turn for the worst when the group realized that Bradley had not resurfaced from the water. What ensued was an all-night search mission for Bradley and a heartbreaking discovery that would leave family, friends, and neighbors devastated. News 5's Brittany Gordon reports.
Tonight, the village of Lords Bank is in mourning after a tragic accident claimed the life of 17-year-old Caleb Bradley. What was meant to be a carefree afternoon with friends turned into a nightmare on Wednesday when Caleb jumped into the Belize River and never came back up. According to police, it took about 10 minutes before anyone realized something was wrong. His friends immediately began searching the water, but their efforts came up short. Police arrived on scene around 4:25 p.m., but by then, Caleb was still missing. The Belize Coast Guard was also contacted, but due to the timing, they didn't respond to the scene. As night fell, the search didn't stop. family, friends, and neighbors joined forces, combing the riverbank through the early morning hours. Just before 7:30 a.m. today, a volunteer made the heartbreaking discovery. Caleb's body had been found. Now, the community is not only grieving, but also demanding answers. Why was it more help sent when it was needed most? Police have launched an investigation and will continue to follow this story as it develops. Brittany Gordon for News 5.
There was a serious crash earlier today on the George Price Highway, and tonight police are trying to piece together exactly what happened. The collision involved a car and a van and took place around 3 p.m. in St. Matthews Village. Emergency teams rushed to the scene, and according to witnesses, at least 4 people were taken to the hospital for treatment. Right now, we don't know how badly anyone was hurt or what caused the crash, but investigators are working to get those answers. As always, we'll keep you updated as more details come in. 3 American women who landed in Belize earlier this week are breathing a sigh of relief tonight after narrowly avoiding another night behind bars. The trio arrived on a JetBlue flight on Wednesday afternoon, but their vacation took a sharp turn at the Philip Gosen International Airport. During a routine luggage check, authorities discovered suspected cannabis in their bags, 17 grams, 12 grams, and 3 grams respectively. Arisa Filson, Ayana Rayside, and Aaliyah Kempt were arrested on the spot and spent the night at the Ladyville police station. This morning, they appeared in court where they all pleaded guilty to importing a controlled drug. Luckily for them, the court handed down a non-custodial sentence, a $300 fine each, plus a $5 court fee. Had they failed to pay, they would have faced 3 months in prison. But with fines paid, the women were free to go. One Facebook post has landed a Belize City woman behind bars after she tried to sell a jaguar pelt online. Thanks to quick tips from the public, the Belize Forestry Department and police teamed up and tracked her down. That's how Lidair Lino was caught with a small jaguar pelt, which showed signs the animal had been shot. Under Belize's Wildlife Protection Act, jaguars are strictly off limits. It's illegal to hunt, harm, or even harass them. Deputy Chief Forest Officer John Pinello Jr. tells us what kind of penalties Lino could now be facing.
We got a call about a person posting on Facebook that they have a jaguar pelt for sale or a jaguar skin. And so we did our investigation and we found out where the person was selling the pelt. And we did an operation along with the police from Belize City. We visited the person's house and we managed to get the pelt from the person. The person was taken, and this is in Belize City. The person was taken to the police station and was charged under the Forest Act for possession of illegal forest produce.
And what happens to the pelt now that it's been seized, and what type of sentence are we looking at for something like that?
Under the Forest Act, you can be charged up to $10,000. That is up to the judge to make the decision. The pelt, we basically just store it in a storeroom. We don't want it to be used for any exhibition. We don't want anybody to be seeing it and thinking that, oh, it's something that I like, maybe I want one. We are actively pursuing constantly reports of people selling animals. The last time we got a report that somebody was selling parrots at the Crooked Tree Junction, and we successfully visited the place and we captured, we got the parrots. The person who was the property owner was not there, so we were unable to charge anybody. But we did get the parrots and they were taken to a rehabilitation center.
Jaguars are protected in Belize, but that hasn't stopped illegal hunting, and one case has recently come under the spotlight. A Belize City resident was caught with a jaguar pelt, shining a light on the ongoing threat to these endangered animals. Under the Wildlife Protection Act, it's illegal to own any part of a prohibited species, whether it's feathers, eggs, skin, or teeth. We spoke with John Pinello Jr., Deputy Chief Forest Officer, to find out how the department responds when wildlife laws are broken and what penalties offenders could face.
We have oftentimes gotten reports afterwards, maybe a month after, someone will say, you know what, I heard about my neighbor shooting a jaguar a month ago. Unfortunately, it happens a lot. We try to react to it. We actually are now even more busy with the jaguar capture team, capturing and relocating problem animals before people get frustrated and try to shoot them. We just captured a jaguar a week ago in Hope Creek. He was eating people's dogs. We captured it, took it to the zoo along with CSFI, the zoo, and our department. We did a health assessment. We put a GPS collar in it, and we took it back and released it up in north. So we are very busy actually dealing with these issues. And I'd like to ask the public that if they have any issues with, and it doesn't have to be jaguars, any animal that is a danger, they can call our hotline or WhatsApp our hotline. It's a WhatsApp number, 610-1524, and send us the information so we can assess the problem and respond to it if we need to. But the jaguars, unfortunately, we have a lot of reports of jaguars being hit on the road and jaguars being shot. Like I said, normally we only get the news until it has already happened. Unfortunately, that's the situation.
After the break, Paslow Building's history still haunts downtown Belize City. But first, here's the latest weather update from the Belize Met Service.
History.
Los nuevos billetes de Belice presentan a héroes nacionales. Pero, ¿cómo reflejan los billetes el patrimonio de nuestro país? La nueva serie de billetes celebra las dos dimensiones de la moneda: un medio de intercambio y una representación de nuestro patrimonio beliceño. El Banco Central se compromete a mantener nuestra moneda no solo segura, sino también una fuente de orgullo nacional. Cada denominación presenta un tema del paisaje beliceño, incluyendo edificios históricos, atracciones arqueológicas y marinas, cascadas y ríos, aves y vida silvestre. Estos son una parte central de nuestro patrimonio nacional y un tributo a este lugar que llamamos hogar. Nueva imagen, mismo valor, nuestro patrimonio. Para obtener más información, visite www.centralbank.org.bz. Un comunicado del Banco Central de Belice.
It's that time again. Back to school, back to savings at Cellular World. Find yourself with a brand new Lenovo laptop, HP printer, wireless buds, and print paper for just $739. Because the deadlines don't wait for no one. Study all night with epic tablet bundles, starting at just $129. Or upgrade your space with a new desk, monitor, or headset in one easy package. From accessories to monitors, flash drives to power backups, we've got every corner of your study area covered. And with our layaway plans, getting everything you need is even easier on your budget. Visit us today in Belize City, Orange Walk, Belmopan, and San Pedro, or shop from anywhere through our virtual store on Facebook, Instagram, or WhatsApp us at 615-4151. Back to school, back to savings, only at Cellular World.
Who will
will walk away with the $10,000 grand prize and bragging rights as KTV The Remix Season 7 champion. Will it be Darlene Usher, Maureen Budram, or Samuel Carcamo? The judges have had their say, and now you get to have your way by voting for your favorite KTV finalist.
And oh, I'll see you tonight, yeah, in my dreams I'll be alright.
Always knew you're fake, wish you never fake. What's this feeling I'm feeling? Why am I shut my brain like this? Must it is hard, come it just can't quit. It's like I want but don't want you. What's this feeling I'm feeling? Why am I shut my brain like this? Must it is hard, come it just can't quit.
Under the moonlight, we dance so free. With your heart next to mine, that's where I wanna be. Your smile shines brighter than the stars above. Oh, my sweet darling, you're my one true love.
Remember, voting ends on Sunday at midnight. And don't forget to tune in next Tuesday at 8 p.m. for the grand finale of KTV The Remix Season 7. It will be a night you don't want to miss. Only on Greater Belize Media.
We just take the coast out.
Belize is on the move. The Coastal Road is now powered by Digi's ever-expanding 4G LTE Advanced Network. Now you can stream that music, track that storm, or stop to send that file. Digi 4G LTE has got you covered. Digi, leading Belize's digital transformation.
But you have personality flaw, and you have to correct a flaw.
You have interpersonal conflicts which erode your support base.
Yeah.
Shine Barrow. Your constituents don't want you.
8 out of every 10 voters rejected you.
Your party doesn't want you.
The majority of the people in our party, we're sick of this. We're sick of seeing what's happening in our party.
Your own family doesn't want you.
It's well known in the constituency that Finnegan wasn't with you.
The Barrow thinking is along my line that there is need for change of leadership in the party.
Shine Barrow, if your own pa no want you, if your uncle no want you, what makes you think the people want you? It's time for you to grow up and step down.
Tonight, we're taking a look back at a building that once stood tall in downtown Belize City. Iconic, controversial, and unforgettable. The Paslow Building wasn't just bricks and mortar. It carried the weight of colonial history and a name tied to a dark legacy. Thomas Paslow, celebrated by some for defending Belize in 1798, was also condemned for his role as a slave owner. That legacy lived on through the building that housed government offices for decades, until a fire in 2002 reduced it to ashes. Today, the site has been reborn as Belize Heritage Plaza, a symbol of a more inclusive future. But the debate over its past still lingers. Here's this week's Belize on Real feature.
Right at the corner of Queen and North Front Streets, a building once stood that anchored downtown Belize City, the Paslow Building. That all changed in 2002 when a fire wiped it out, but the story behind the name still sparks debate. Today, the site has been redeveloped and serves government services, but the legacy of Thomas Paslow, a man tied to both colonial defense and slavery, continues to raise questions. To unpack the history and the meaning behind what stands there now, we spoke with Giovanni Pinello, Public History Officer at Institute for Social and Cultural Research in Belize, NICH. He breaks down the era Paslow lived in, the building's role in civic life, and how memory and heritage shape the space today.
Thomas Paslow, one of the stalwart baymen, and whose building was named after him in Belize town. But the reality also has to be looked at from the angle, the humanistic, the human perspective. Who was Thomas Paslow beyond one of those prominent settlers? We know for a fact that he owned quite a number of logging camps in Belize. For example, along the Belize River, you can find even to this day a number of spots that he had. Big Falls, in the area of Big Falls, that's coming upriver from Belize River mouth towards the west. At Beaver Dam, he claimed a large portion of land there, and further south. If you go to Bullet Tree Falls, there is a section of the river known as Paslow Falls. And as you continue up the Mupan River, right next to where you and I originally come from, there is Clarissa Falls, which the Galvez family owns, and Chena Galvez runs that tourist destination, Clarissa Falls. Clarissa was actually Paslow's wife. She was of Afro descent, and she, as his wife, of course, also owned enslaved Africans. So Paslow was an enslaver.
While some may look back on Thomas Paslow as a prominent figure, Pinello stresses that Paslow's role as a magistrate revealed a far darker side. He enforced brutal punishments against enslaved Africans, a reminder that his legacy is rooted not only in wealth and influence, but also in cruelty.
As a magistrate, he was one of the judges in several of the court actions in which enslaved Africans were involved. And meting out punishment against the enslaved was nothing easy. I mean, it went from 13 lashes with the cat o' nine tails, the cat o' nine tail being a short whip with leather straps and metal tips at the end. And so their judgment was often like that. In fact, there's even a story of himself taking a couple of his own enslaved Africans to court, and after their punishment, they're supposed to come back to work with him.
Built in the 1920s, the three-story wooden structure reflected the colonial architecture of its time. It initially housed a general store, later served as the city man's post office by the 1940s, and eventually became a key hub for justice and governance.
Between 1920 and 1922, they would construct what became known as the Belize Stores. The Belize Stores was the first three-story building to be constructed in Belize. The Jefferson Construction Company had also gotten the contract to fill in that portion of what was a creek that joined Fort George, which was an island, and there was a creek or a waterway between the mainland by St. Mary's Church, that area around Gabriel Lane. That was once water. And so it was refilled. The Jefferson Construction Company of New Orleans gets that contract, and they do that building, they also had reconstructed the public buildings, which are next to the Supreme Court. They also did the reconstruction of the Supreme Court, which had been burnt down in 1942, just at the turn of World War II. Let me backtrack a little. The Belize Stores was perhaps the modern mall of 1920s. The idea, as the name implies, was for it to have different spaces where different types of goods were being sold.
By the 1940s, Paslow Building had become Belize City's main post office, a role it carried for decades before housing the magistrates' court and other public services. That history came to an abrupt end with the devastating fire of 2002, which left the structure in ruins and the site dubbed Ground Zero in the heart of downtown. In the years that followed, Ground Zero was redeveloped into what is now the Belize Heritage Plaza, home to the Lands and Surveys Department and other government offices. Tanya Arceo for News 5.
When we return, power struggle in Indian Creek ends in violence.
Enviar dinero por Western Union usando DigiWallet. ¿Usted puede creer que mi tía en México me pagó por la misma aplicación usando DigiWallet? ¡Qué bien! Sí, mamá, y es facilísimo. Lo puedo hacer desde donde sea, sin filas y sin estrés. Todo fácil. Bueno, mamá, te dejo. Cuídate mucho.
Dios te bendiga, hija.
Use B-Bucks to purchase items at any Benny's location. Spend B-Bucks on items in-store after you have earned them. You can give or transfer B-Bucks to another B-Bucks member or registered charity. To learn more, visit our website at www.bbucks.bz. Remember, loyalty is always rewarding with B-Bucks. Brought to you by Benny's. Quality and savings.
Unwrap the joy of crystal clear picture and sound from Aiwa, the brand that offers you affordability and exceptional quality. Aiwa has a wide range of exceptional products to choose from, such as TVs, speakers, headphones, home appliances, and much more at affordable prices that won't break the bank. Enhance your audio-visual entertainment experience with Aiwa, and for your convenience, parts are readily available in country for hassle-free maintenance. You can find Aiwa products at your local electronics store countrywide. Choose Aiwa, the best in home entertainment and household appliances.
Oh man, one more stroll and my data is done.
Wait, who said anything about running out? Smart just dropped a more powerful plan that now includes social media data so you can scroll till your fingers cramp.
Enjoy free social media data now included in our Flex Choice and Select postpaid plans.
Visit any Smart showroom to sign up today because connectivity just got even better. Smart, bringing people together.
All right, when the one fun day on, the window open and the light they turn off. It looks like you listen to me, Jamie.
Not only that, I even get a new coffee mug where keep my coffee hot all day.
I'm impressed. You don't look like you're so hard, yes?
Better than that, BL can change my meter to one of their new smart meter and call it the AMI.
Oh, I hear about it on TV for BL ad, you know.
Yes, man, it don't reach the money better to change it right now. Let's go check it out.
Hey guys, I'm almost done here.
So that when you reach my area,
we're upgrading meters across Belize, house by house, business by business. Always look out for BL logo, uniforms, and IDs. BL will make you know when we're in the area. The EMI meter rollout is a part of BL strategy to modernize our energy services.
You don't need to come in at my house, right?
Come in at your house, boss, only if you got something good for you.
BEL, bringing you a brighter tomorrow.
What started as a peaceful protest quickly spiraled into chaos in Indian Creek Village. On Saturday, residents gathered to challenge charges brought by the first alcalde against 3 community members, including the village council chairman and his secretary. But instead of resolving the issue calmly, the meeting took a violent turn. Here's what sparked it all. A few weeks ago, a resident was accused of hosting guests at his home without notifying village leaders, a serious breach of Maya customs. At a community meeting, he was cleared of wrongdoing and demanded his accuser step forward. That accuser was later brought before the first alcalde, who reversed the earlier decision, ruling that the resident had violated protocol. The chairman was then slapped with an $80 fine for alleged abuse of power, defamation, and skipping due process. His secretary was fined $30. And the resident at the center of it all, he's now facing charges too. We spoke with Vice Chairman Alfredo Kukul, who shared more on how the village is handling the unrest and what this means for local governance moving forward.
The community were unsatisfied. They were concerned. They are not happy with what happened. So the concerns now are coming out from the public members now some are saying that, okay, the alcalde should refund back the money. The alcalde is not doing well. The alcalde is not doing the right thing. The alcalde should be removed. Now the alcalde stood up now and asked for the moment to speak or ask the village council, for the time. And now when he stood up, he come up on a chair and came to the crowd, and he came almost to the crowd. He left his place and he came to the crowd, and now then he started to defend himself and started to say that, okay, what I'm understanding now is that the village council look like they are not enough with the charges that I give them. Look like they need more charges because what what we told him, no, that what we told the community as well, that the chairman or the village council went further to seek legal advice. Now, during that legal advice, they told us that the village alcalde, the first alcalde, went beyond his jurisdiction to give out those charges. It's not for him to give out those charges. It's supposed to be the higher court to give those charges. So he was wrong. He was absolutely wrong. And that was what the village chairman was informing or giving out to the community, that we are trying to solve the issue. But then this is what we get, or this is how far we have reached. Now we're inquiring, or we're asking now, what will the public say? Should we go and carry the first alcalde to the court or not? And the community said no, because it will cost the community fund. So now he asked the village police to arrest the member, to arrest the community member in the public meeting. So now the village, the deputy alcalde asked the village police not to do so, because it doesn't have to be. It's just a public meeting. Nobody should be arrested. And that is when the first alcalde turned attention to the deputy alcalde and demanded that the deputy alcalde should be arrested. And that is when everything went into chaos.
Earlier today, News 5 caught up with Christina Koch, spokesperson for the Maya Leaders Alliance, to talk about her recent press release on conservation efforts. But while we had her with us, we couldn't pass up the chance to ask about the growing tensions in Indian Creek. As you may know, the village has been rocked by conflicts stemming from a clash between traditional governance and the village council. So we asked Christina for her take on the situation and how these differing views are impacting community unity.
Without having been in the community for that particular incident, I will not speak on that incident, but I will suffice to say that whenever there's an imposition of a system within an existing governance system, one has to know that there will be conflicts. There is a poor understanding of the traditional governance system that exists in Maya communities. That has long predated the village council system. But the introduction of the village council system really came at an imposition and really threatened to undermine the existing governance system of Maya peoples in southern Belize. We have seen where many communities, it wasn't just the Maya communities, even the Garifuna communities adopted the alcalde system at some point in our history. And we saw the erosion of those systems throughout the years. The Maya people have maintained their governance system, but we always come to a place where we have to recognize, for us as Maya people, what is important is our collective unity. What is important is the abing, which is the community meeting where decisions are collectively made by a majority, not by a select few. And I think when you begin to go against the decision of the collective, then you begin to introduce division into the communities. There's been a lot of imposition in Indian Creek among many of our Maya communities. And yes, indeed, it is a complex issue. And so you can't just go by what you hear, or what you see, or what's sensationalized. One has to recognize the root cause of the problem. And the root cause of the problem is the consistent and concerted attempt to erode and undermine traditional governance institutions, traditional forms of decision making.
Last Friday, Prime Minister John Briceño made history, signing the Calakmul Declaration alongside leaders from Guatemala and Mexico. It's a significant move toward protecting one of the largest remaining tropical forests in the region, the Great Maya Forest. The declaration officially establishes the Great Maya Forest biocultural corridor as a cross-border conservation effort. But tonight, Maya leaders from southern Belize are saying that it's time to move beyond business as usual. In a joint statement, the Maya Leaders Alliance, the Juliancho Society, and the Toledo Alcalde Association are calling for a shift, one that puts cultural traditions and customary stewardship at the heart of conservation. We spoke with Christina Koch, spokesperson for the Maya Leaders Alliance, who shared why this moment is so important for Indigenous communities and the future of the forest.
Well, globally, there's been a concerted effort and call by organizations, Indigenous peoples organizations, conservation organizations, and Indigenous peoples advocates for us to move away from fortress conservation, where we're keeping people out and trying to just basically pretend that nature is going to be wild, right? For us, it's important to recognize that Indigenous peoples have long lived and thrived in forests, in territories, on lands, and their stewardship of those lands are in fact consistent with conservation efforts. Their traditional knowledge, for instance, grounds them in ensuring that they maintain ecosystem balance, that they maintain relationship to place and to water, to forest. And so what we are saying globally is that we have to move away from this idea that we have to keep people out, right? But rather integrating their traditional knowledge, integrating their relationship to places and forests. And so for us, it's important that the approach is one that is open to, legitimizing our traditional ecological knowledge, legitimizing our ancestral stewardship of lands, and ensuring that people are at the center of conservation.
Up next, Maya Center residents protest, await action on land.
¡Párate, Belice! El regreso más esperado está aquí.
El ritmo que traigo es azúcar, azúcar para ti.
¡Cumbia Kings!
Mami, yo te vengo a decir las cosas tan lindas que tú quieres.
¡Cumbia Kings! En vivo. Este sábado 30 de agosto en el majestuoso People Stadium Orange Bowl. La cumbia que marcó tu vida vuelve para encender la fiesta más grande del año. ¡Cumbia Kings! General 75, VIP 150, Platinum $200. Una noche única, un concierto histórico. Boletos ya disponibles en Cuellos Distillery, Rustic Roof, Divari, Orange Bowl Town, Marías Bake Shop y Coffee House, Amor Turquesa Boutique, Shell One Stop y la aplicación WePass, disponible en Android y iPhone.
Belize's new banknotes feature national heroes. But how do these banknotes reflect our country's heritage? The new family of banknotes celebrates the two dimensions of currency, a means of exchange and a representation of our Belizean heritage. The central bank is committed to keeping our currency not only secure, but also a source of national pride. Each denomination features a theme of the Belizean landscape, including historical buildings, archaeological and marine attractions, waterfalls and rivers, birds, and jungle life. These are a central part of our national heritage and a tribute to this place we call home. New look, same value, our heritage. Learn more at www.centralbank.org.bz. A message from the Central Bank of Belize.
When a hurricane hits, you want to know you're covered. Take time to review your policy details. Are you adequately covered for hurricane damage? Visit us at 1 Coney Drive in Belize City or one of our convenient countrywide agents. Don't face stormy weather without the right insurance. Having the correct coverage is priceless. Remember, it pays to get it right with RF&G Insurance, a Road Group company.
Walk away with the $10,000 grand prize and bragging rights as KTV The Remix Season 7 champion. Will it be Darlene Usher, Maureen Budram, or Samuel Carcamo? The judges have had their say, and now you get to have your way by voting for your favorite KTV finalist.
And oh, I'll see you tonight. In my dreams, I'll be alright.
Always knew you're fake, wish you never fake. What's this feeling I'm feeling? Why am I shut my brain like this? Must it is hard, come it just can't quit. It's like I want but don't want you. What's this feeling I'm feeling? I shut my brain like this. Must it is hard, come it just can't quit.
Under the moonlight, we dance so free. With your heart next to mine, that's where I wanna be. Your smile shines brighter than the stars above. Oh, my sweet darling, you're my one true love.
Remember, voting ends on Sunday at midnight. And don't forget to tune in next Tuesday at 8 p.m. for the grand finale of KTV The Remix Season 7. It will be a night you don't want to miss. Only on Greater Belize Media.
Easy. Accessible. Safe. Yours. Digi Wallet. Easy, accessible, safe, yours.
Earlier this week, we shared a major milestone from the Juliancho Society. The organization is pushing to secure support from the Green Climate Fund for what could become the world's first ever Indigenous-led climate project. The proposal goes beyond asking for money. It's about creating a system that ensures climate funding actually reaches Indigenous communities, the ones who've been protecting the land for generations. The focus is land rights, environmental protection, and sustainable development, all rooted in Indigenous leadership.
We have been a part of the efforts of Indigenous peoples globally to advocate for a more dedicated fund towards Indigenous peoples in climate action. So this is not something new. This is something that we have been working on for some time now. And the Green Climate Fund has been very receptive to Indigenous peoples' advocacy. They're really looking at ways to improve access to these finance. A lot of times, studies have shown that the climate finance rarely reaches the grassroots, rarely reaches the people that are on the ground, that are, already adapting to climate change, already proposing climate action, are at the forefront. And so I think the Green Climate Fund is responding positively to this call. We are very happy. We have worked very hard to put together a very thorough concept and to be able to have the support of the state, because I think that we are coming to the realization that climate change should be everyone's concern. And in particular, climate change should be the concern of those that are closest to the land and to the forests that we want to protect and preserve.
In Maya Center Village, the call for land expansion is growing louder. On Wednesday evening, residents came together in a peaceful protest, followed by a vibrant cultural dance reinforcing their message of unity. Community spokesperson Antonio Balon told News 5 that, so far, there's been no word from the village council or area rep Rodwell Ferguson. But there's a glimmer of hope. Texbel's CEO Jennifer Faulkner has reached out and plans to visit Belize next week for a sit-down with Minister Ferguson and Deputy Prime Minister Cordell Hyde. Texbel's manager Victor Cerecito was also present at the gathering, showing support for the community's cause.
Well, yesterday actually we are to demonstrate or to protest, right? But however, since yesterday evening we haven't get anything from the government side, or our representative have not come to us as yet to what is planned. The village council here haven't get to us as yet. No. On Tuesday, we get a message from the CEO of Texbel, Ms. Jennifer, and she get to us, which is surprising because never expect somebody to come from a message from Texas to reach here in Maya Center, you know. And she respond to us that in a good way that they are willing, or she's willing to negotiate with the minister or with the prime minister. She said she's already starting the process of negotiation with the prime minister, how she's willing to help the people of Maya Center. Now, she was surprised that we haven't get any letter from the member of the village council, because she said that the letter was sent to the village council from Sunday, sometime Sunday morning, and then she was waiting for the feedback. We haven't get any of that letter. And then she gave us a letter directly, and that not only one single letter, but she print out so much. That's what she said, you know, so that everybody can get. However, we understand, and she understands us, and what she's requesting, that I will be willing to work with the people of Maya Center. So she's waiting for the government to tell her when they will have meet so that she can fly from Texas to Belize, you know.
In Belmopan this week, the Ministry of Blue Economy and Marine Conservation teamed up with the NAP Global Network to host a hands-on workshop aimed at boosting Belize's climate resilience. Over 2 days, experts and government agencies came together to sharpen their skills in planning for climate change, especially in our coastal and fisheries sectors. The training wasn't just about theory. Participants got practical experience using a toolkit that helps track progress and improve accountability in adaptation efforts. It's all part of Belize's push to make our response to climate change smart, effective, and measurable. The workshop was led by Advisors Next Door, a consulting group helping Belize build stronger systems for climate adaptation. And with rising sea levels and shifting marine ecosystems, that work couldn't be timelier. And that's the news. Tonight's broadcast is available at greaterbelize.com, on our Facebook, and on YouTube. I'm Sabrina Daly. Thanks for joining us. And from all of us here at News 5, good night.